I'm sure if you've been using WordPress for any length of time, you would have heard about child themes and that you should be using a child theme. So why should you use a child theme? Here I am in the Appearance Themes screen, and you can see that Astra is my active theme. If I want to make changes to Astra, I could make changes directly to the Astra theme and they will be shown on my website and I'd be quite happy. But the problem is, next time I update Astra, when Astra releases an update, it's going to overwrite all my changes. So by using what we call a child theme, you can make modifications to the theme that you want to use without worrying about any changes you make being overwritten when the theme updates. So you can create a child theme, but a child theme won't work on its own. It requires the parent theme. Think of the child theme as one that just overwrites certain traits in the parent theme. For example, you might be using Astra, but you want to remove the sidebar on posts. And we can do that in the child theme. When the child theme is active, no sidebars appear because it's overwriting the default behavior of the parent theme. But the important thing is we haven't changed the parent theme, because if we were to activate the parent theme, those sidebars would come back. So we haven't removed them from the parent theme. And if that parent theme updates, we're not going to lose anything because we're not actually using that parent theme as it is. We've made modifications using our child theme. Now you can create a child theme manually, or you can create it using a plugin. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create it using a plugin, and then in the next video, we'll show you how to create one from scratch manually. So let's go to plugins, and we're going to add a new plugin, and the one we're going to search for is called Childify. In fact, I think it's called Childify Me. There we go, Childify Me. Let's install. Okay, it's installed. Let's activate it. And once activated, you'll see that in the description it says create a child theme from the theme customizer panel. So let's go to Appearance, Customize, and then if we scroll down on the left, we should see a button at the bottom saying Childify Me, and that will create a child version of this theme. I'm going to call it Demo Theme and click on Create. Okay, child theme, demo theme successfully created. Preview and activate. Let's click on that. And what we're seeing now is the child theme being used. Let's activate and publish. And now if we close this screen, and let's go back to, I want to go back to the Appearance Themes screen. You'll see that our demo theme is now the active one. And you can see up here it says child. That just indicates to us that it is a child theme and that whatever we do, don't delete the parent theme. So we can now make changes to this child theme, and if the parent theme updates, we don't lose those changes. As I mentioned earlier in the course, this demo site is a local installation. So if I bring up my local installation folder and look in the themes folder, we can see the demo theme in there. So if we look in the Astra folder first, we can see all of these files. If we look in the demo theme, all we see is 3 files. These are the files that contain the overwrites, if you like, those things we want to overwrite from the main theme. If I have a quick look at the functions.php file, you can see that it is empty. It's the start of a PHP file, but there are no functions in there because we haven't overwritten anything yet that is in the parent theme. We've also got a screenshot there, which you can see the little preview over on this side is just the image that you see, the thumbnail that you see when the theme is in the theme screen of the appearance menu. If we have a look at the style CSS, this is where you can put your CSS overrides, and at the moment there isn't anything overriding the default theme again, but if we wanted to override, let's say, the size of H1 headers, we could put the CSS in here and it would then overwrite that or override that in the parent theme. At the top though, you can see there's a comment here and it tells us the theme name, the theme version, a description, so it's a child theme of Astra, template, Astra, author, administration. This is all created by that Childify theme. In the next lecture, we're going to have a look at building a child theme from scratch. But if you want to just do it quickly and easily, you can use the Childify plugin. And one thing to realize here is that once you've created your child theme, let's go back to install plugins, you can deactivate and delete the Childify plugin. You don't need to have that installed and active for your child theme once it's been created. At the moment, we're in the theme section. You can see we've got the theme details for the child theme. Normally you'd see a delete link there, but with child themes you don't see that. If I show you with the 2017, you can see that there is a delete link, and I can delete that theme quite easily. With the child theme, you can't. Similarly, if you try to delete the parent theme of a child theme, you won't get that link either. So for me to create a new child theme, I want to delete the existing one, so I'm going to activate Astra. This is the parent theme, and then the theme details will give me that delete link, and I can go in and delete that. So now we're using Astra, we're going to create the child theme for it. Here I am in the themes folder, and you can see that the last two remaining themes, Astra and 16, are in the themes folder. We want to create a child theme. Now, to create a child theme, you need to create three things. You need to create a folder for the child theme, you have to create a functions.php, and you have to create a style.css file. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder for my theme. Now, obviously, this is a local install. If you're doing this on your server, you can use FTP or you can use File Manager to do this. For the name of the child theme, what I would suggest you do is use the name of the parent theme and then just put a dash child, and then you'll always remember that that is the child theme, and you wouldn't accidentally try to delete it when you're in FTP or File Manager. The two files that we need, I'm going to create them as blank text files. That's just right click, create new text file. I'm going to call the first one style.css, style.css, and the second one functions.php. Okay, so that now is the basis of our child theme. We need to go in and edit these files. We're going to edit the style CSS first, and depending on what you plan to do with your child theme, you may need to add a little bit more information than this, because if you're planning to release it to the WordPress theme repository, then you have to include a little bit more information. We're creating this for our own purposes. I'm not planning on doing anything with it, so I'm going to show you the basics of creating the style CSS. We're going to open with a comment tag, and we're going to put in the closing comment tag, and then in between those two we're going to put the main details of our theme. So we have to put in some variables here. First one is theme name, colon, and then give your theme a name. I'm going to call mine Astra child theme, and then we're going to put description, colon, manually created Astra child theme. The next variable is author. I'm going to put in my name. Remember, the Childify Me plugin put in administrator for that. It doesn't matter what you put in. This is just the name of the author displayed in the dashboard. Next up, we've got version, and this is version 1.0. This is really for us, although that information is displayed as well. And then the most important tag is template, and this is the parent theme. Now, you don't just type in, I can't just type in Astra here. I need to make sure I've got it right, and it has to be the exact same spelling and capitalization as the parent themes folder. It's, in this case, Astra with all small letters, so I need to make sure that I spell it exactly like that, Astra with small letters. And we can now save that file, and that's this style CSS done for now. We will have to add another line of code shortly, but we'll leave that until after we have a look and see what happens when we activate this. Before we can activate it, we need to edit the function PHP file. So let's go back in and click on edit. And this one is even easier. We put in an opening PHP. I forgot the question mark. So it's less than question mark PHP, and then I'm going to put in just a comment. Let's put, in fact, child code goes here. So any functions or anything you put into your functions.php will go into this section of the file. Now let's save that, and let's go back to our themes on the site, and I'm going to click on the refresh button. Now, as you can see, the child theme is here, but there is no preview screen. There is also one other thing that we need to do, and that is to inherit the styles from the parent theme, because we haven't inherited anything yet. We've created a new theme, but it is pretty much blank. So let's go back to the child theme, which is in this folder, and I'm going to go in and edit the style sheet, and we're going to add in a new line here. Now, essentially what we want to do is we want to import the styles from the Astra parent theme. So we use this command, the import command, and then URL, and then we want to open brackets and put quotes. And now we need the URL to the Astra style. Now, we are currently in the Astra child directory. We want to go back up to the theme directory and then into the Astra folder. And the way we do that programmatically is to put 2 dots and a backslash. That basically means from wherever you are, which is here, go back up 1 level. And so now that program, 2 dots backslash, is taking us into the themes folder, and we can now go into the Astra folder by typing Astra, and then we want to import from the Astra folder this style CSS file. And then we just finish that off with quotes, brackets, and importantly, a semicolon at the end. Now, what this is doing in the style sheet is when this style sheet loads, it's going to import the style sheet from the Astra parent theme. And then any customizations we want to do, we can add below that. So as this file is processed, it will import the styles from the Astra parent, and then it will read the styles that we put down here, which will overwrite those styles from the parent. Okay, so let's save that, click on save, and we'll go back, and if we refresh we still won't have the thumbnail, but we can activate the theme, and if we go to the website it should all look normal because all the styles are being imported. It's basically using the Astra theme as Astra is intended because we haven't made any customizations. Let's just cover that thumbnail image first. Basically, when you create a theme, you create a screenshot image. That's what it's called, screenshot. If we go back and have a look at some other themes, look, we're going to Astra, we see screenshot JPEG, and if I click on it, you can see the little thumbnail over here to show you what it looks like. That is the image that you're seeing there. If we have a look, let's go back and have a look at the other theme we've got installed, 2016. You can see we've got screenshot PNG over here. Now I could copy that screenshot PNG and put it into my Astra child directory, and then if I go back and refresh, we're going to see that that thumbnail is being used. So that shows you what you have to do. You essentially just need to create a screenshot for your child theme. What I usually do is I just go in and I get the screenshot. Let me open that. I'm going to click on edit screenshot to edit the screenshot from the parent theme, and I'm going to put in some text. Where's the text? I've not used, there we go. I've not used this editor before. I'm going to just type child theme, make it white, and then I'm going to save as, and I'm going to click on save. Let's go back to the screen here on the themes and refresh, and you can see now we've got my image of basically the Astra thumbnail, but it says child theme up there, so I know that's my child theme. So as of right now, we've manually created a fully working child theme, and any customizations that you make those customizations in this function PHP file in your Astra child theme and your style CSS file in your Astra child theme.